Each year, thousands of Americans look overseas to add to their families. Last year alone, nearly 13,000 children from other countries were adopted by American families. The majority of those children come to the United States from China. The new POV documentary, Wo I Ni Mommy, follows the path one family takes from adopting a child in China to her first year and a half in the United States. Joining us now to talk more about this and the new film is Stephanie Wang-Breal, and she is the director of Wo I Ni Mommy and the subject of the documentary. Donna Sadowski, thanks for being here. Good morning to you both. Donna, did you know what you were getting yourself into when you made this adoption?
Sure, I think so. I had a pretty good idea. We had adopted another daughter from China when she was a baby. She was 14 months old back in 2005. So we had a pretty good idea of the adoption process. What was different this time was the fact that we were adopting an 8-year-old rather than an infant.
Now tell me about that. You were adopting, her name is Faith.
Yes.
8 years old. She had the native language. She was speaking Chinese, and she was also with a foster family. That had to make things terribly difficult at times.
Yes, it was. It was extremely difficult. Faith loved her foster family, and I'm sure she really didn't want to be coming to the United States, but we felt that she needed a family, she needed a permanent family, and the foster family could not do that for her.
So finally you get her out of China, she's in the United States, and then most people would think, oh, happily ever after, it's done. You had more problems.
Sure. She was 8 years old, she's a whole person, she has her own ideas, and we took her from her country, from her culture, from her foster family, and brought her into a place where she could not speak the language, wasn't familiar with the food, wasn't familiar with the people, and for an 8-year-old child, that's pretty scary.
And Stephanie, you had to translate from time to time while you were filming this. What was it like for you watching this child struggle with this new life and this new culture in the U.S.?
You know, I expected it in a way. I mean, everything is so new. I mean, when they arrived to America, you know, Donna says, you know, even though she hates this line that, you know, it's so good to be back in America because, you know, you're out of your comfort zone. And now she's back in her comfort zone. But Faith was in a new comfort zone. She's out of her comfort zone. She's in a whole new world where even like, you know, I've traveled and lived in other countries ever since I was young. And the smell of things, the taste of food is so different. So everything is, you know, it's a little bit shocking to your system, I think.
And while you were filming this, of course, this does not have the happily ever after ending. There are thoughts, sort of a trailing ending that you have toward the end of this. When people watch this documentary, what do you want them to take away from this?
You know, the way that I've ended the film and the way that I've sort of made the whole film, constructed the whole sort of editing of after filming it, it's, you know, very fly-on-the-wall documentary. It's very verite. And I hope that people can just take away from it what they feel about it. You know, I'm not trying to come across with very strong statements about race or culture. I'm just trying to reveal to people really all the complicated layers that are involved in the international adoption process. So just giving them an idea of what's involved.
Donna, how's Faith doing today?
She's doing awesome. She is an amazing little girl. She's 11 years old now. She is doing excellent in school. She is dancing. She loves to dance. She's just doing phenomenal.
And
she
you have
adjusted
to remember,
beautifully.
we went from a little girl who could barely speak any English.
She spoke no English.
And now she's fluent.
Yes, she is.
So what is that like for you? And that only took, what, 17 months?
Oh, no, it was a lot less than that.
Really?
Faith picked up on the language almost immediately. Within the first couple of weeks, she understood a good deal of what I was saying to her. She was not able to speak it as well as she could understand it. Now, there is not much that you can get by her. So she really picked up on it very, very quickly. She is a very good student. She's just, she's a joy. She's a true joy.
Does she ever ask you questions? Does she ever ask you, why am I different? Why am I in this family? Does she ever ask you any tough questions that you have a tough time answering?
She asks tough questions, but mostly it's not much about why she's with us. I think she's comfortable with where she is now. She knows that we love her, that she is our daughter, and that we will always be there for her. We're always her family. Her questions really revolve more around the circumstances of why she was adopted and why, medically, why the things happened with her special needs and why was she abandoned and why was she then put up for adoption. And, you know, ultimately, why did we want her?
And Donna, I have to ask this. When you think back to when you first met Faith in China to where you are right now, through the frustration, through the tears, through the pain, all the way here to where you've made it and where she seems to be a happy little girl in America? How does that make you feel?
I have no words to really describe that. I am thrilled to death that things worked out that the way that they did, that she was able to open her heart and her mind and embrace us as a family, because we were ready to embrace her as our daughter and sister, and she willingly embraced us as well. So for me, that was the most joyful part, was that she was willing to take that chance on us.
And it proves that love does conquer all. Stephanie Wang-Breal and Donna Sadowski, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. POV's Wo Ai Ni, I Love You Mommy, debuts tomorrow, Tuesday, August 31st on your local PBS station at 10 p.m. Be sure to check your local listings for any changes, and you can also catch it on POV's website from September 1st to November 30th.